What's up, everybody? This is Tim Sykes. It is a Monday afternoon, and I have some very important lessons for you. First of all, I just tweeted this, and I basically said you only have one life to live. So be sure to spend as much time doing what you love and what you cherish, along with people who you love and cherish too. And this is a little reminder, as we get into the work week, you want to work and make money in order to spend more time with those that you love. You should not just live to work. I have to remind myself of this too because I'm working so hard. Sometimes I forget about my friends and my family and my loved ones because I'm so intent on creating more millionaire students. But at the same time, I have to remind myself, as much as I want to create millionaire students, I have to live my life a little bit too. And that's why I'm so proud of my second millionaire student, Tim Grattani. He came to the Maldives. That was one of my first student trips. And it was his first trip overseas. We treated him. It was beautiful. He just got married the other day. Fantastic. And the cool thing is that this blog post I published yesterday, 10 reasons to be thankful for him getting married. His wife is going to help him, through life. His wife, Donna, I've met her several times. She's very, just reasonable and very grounded. And she's great for Tim Grattani. I mean, he's taken 1,500. He's turned it into nearly 3 million. He's very grounded too. But behind every great man is a great woman. So I'm very happy that he got married. And today is the last day. We're having a little sale using the coupon code TimWedding. If you click the blog post, you can see here, you save $1,000 on his DVD study guide, and his DVD is 16 hours long. It is the #1 rated DVD on Investimonials. There's over 3 dozen live trades that he goes through. I think it's required watching to really help prepare you for trades. And that's what trading is all about, being prepared. A lot of you guys don't realize that, you're like, oh, just let me buy whatever's hot. So, this is why the chat room is so key in the morning. This is just a sample that I'm going to go over here. I wake up, I'm on the West Coast for a few days. I'm actually teaching several trading challenge students live here in LA later this week. We have 1 spot left. So again, email admin@timothysykes.com if you want to trade live with me and some special surprise guests here on Thursday and Friday in LA and talk with my team. But pre-market, I'm always looking, what are the hot stocks? Everybody was talking about HTCH. And HTCH, I said it's a merge play. It's a merger play. I'm sorry for the typo. I was in a rush. You have to read all the news. A lot of you guys are only reading one press release and you're like, oh, it's an earnings winner. Well, yeah, they reported earnings and then they also announced a merger. I don't trade mergers. They don't move. So be very meticulous when you're trying to read press releases and try and discover what is the cause of a run-up. Sometimes I screw up too. We're all human. It's okay. Just try to be meticulous. Speaking of screw-ups, here is my screw-up. So at 9:35 a.m., I said VSCP morning spike. I missed my execution to buy at 450-ish, not going to chase it. VSCP was on my watch list as a potential buy because it's an earnings winner, and the whole goal was to buy it into a dip. And if you look at where it closed on Friday, it was in the 420s. I thought that it was going to test this support level here at 4-ish, and I really wanted to try and buy it at like 405 or something if it could hold support at 4. I wasn't convinced that it was going to hold 4. This was morning support. You can see here, this is when it really spiked. And so the watch list was like, I'm not going to chase. I'm only going to buy on big dips or, if support holds. And it never got to 4 or 405 today from the get-go. It spiked really quickly. And in the first 2 minutes, it was already up to 450. I put my limit order at 450, and I tried to buy it, just 5,000 shares. And the whole goal was going to be to buy it at 450, sell it at 5. It's kind of good that my buy alert didn't, get executed because, by the time I posted it, I said morning spike at 9:35. Right here is 9:35. It's already at 480. Then it goes to 5 at 9:36. So had I had that buy alert in the chat room, everybody would have been like, oh, Sykes is pumping it. When in fact, I did not issue any buy alert. I did not get executed. This is how earnings winners spike, especially on day 2. And it was a good buy for, basically the first hour, right around 10:30. It went to 540. So there was actually $1 of upside from my attempted buy alert. it's okay to miss trades. This is probably the most important lesson of the day. Starting in the chat room, this guy Knockside also missed his execution. Rushin got in at 425 out of 476. Tommy Man missed the execution at 430. Quantum missed at 420. Charles got in at 450 out of 505. This probably would have been my exact kind of profit. And it would have all happened very quickly. I would have made, roughly 2,500 bucks. Here is Ace Stiega, in at 490 out of 521. I know it's chasing, but hey, it worked this time. It worked this time, but be careful. Here is Hollywood Danger, trading AVXL, which is another hated stock. There's a lot of, short sellers and wannabe shorts on Twitter. And they're very negative, and they think every single stock is a pump, and they think every stock is going to drop. And oftentimes they get wrecked. They don't post their trades transparently, and they seem all knowing when the stocks do drop, and then when the stocks spike and squeeze against them, they're just silent. That's what I found out about a lot of shorts on Twitter. So be careful if you ever think like a stock is just a pump. AVXL might very well be, not very a quality company. Maybe it is kind of pumpish, but the stock keeps going up. I don't know why short sellers are ignoring that fact, and that leads to a lot of losses. Anyways, here's Mad Mike. VSCP made $1 a share. Awesome. Dan was in and out for like 25 cents. I'll take it. Here's Jay Timeless saying in at 417 out of 481. Early in my stages of trading, man, it's scary when you're starting. I feel like a freaking Chihuahua at wintertime. Yeah, it is scary. And that's why you need to prepare, especially on fast moving stocks, especially if you're going to trade early in the morning. Here's Solid Trader made like 250 bucks, made a quarter a share. And then Fadster, I like this comment. Fadster says, proud of myself today. I have the same exact thinking as you before you post your alerts. This is huge for me. Self-sufficiency from your teachings. And that's what I want. I did not give any buy alert on VSCP. I had it in my watch list, obviously, as a potential buy because it's an earnings winner. But a lot of you guys are becoming self-sufficient. All of my millionaire students, all of my trading challenge students who are getting close to $1 million and making, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $700,000. I have a lot of millionaire traders waiting in the wings. It's just going to take a few more good plays to get there. They're all self-sufficient. Never, ever, ever follow my buy alerts or short alerts or anybody's alerts. I want you to learn from, why I'm doing a trade. What is my rationale? What is my reasoning? What is my risk reward? So like when I say, I miss my execution at 450-ish, I'm not going to chase it. I wasn't going to chase it, at 5-ish. And as it turned out, maybe I should have chased it at 5-ish. I could have made 40 cents over the next 45 minutes. But, at the same time, this is very choppy price action for the first hour. The easy money was buying it in the low 4s or mid 4s and selling it in the high 4s or 5s. I always try and go for the easy money. Should I have placed an order here at 490? Would I have made money? Yes, I would have made money. But I don't regret it at all because this is so choppy. I definitely would have been faked out on one of these little dips. And, if I had made any money, it would have been 10 or 20 or 30 cents a share on a $5 stock, which is far too low for me to ever want to go into a trade like that. The time to buy was right near the open, and I simply missed my execution. And that is going to happen to me. It's going to happen to you. It happens to everybody. Also, FLDM. I was buying this in the 8s. If you want to talk about screw-ups, I was dip buying this here in the 8th. Perfect buy alert. And now it's up nearly $3 a share. So earnings winners keep going. Neat. Remember my earnings winner is at 288. It is now up $1 a share since I was buying it here in the 180s and 190s. So again, to all the short sellers who think that I'm just pumping up these stocks and these stocks aren't going to spike on their own, you are dead wrong. Earnings winners work. I time and again underestimate them. ATEN was on my watch list today with the simple breakout here at 740. And I was like, it's not a volatile stock. It's not going to go anywhere. Right here was the breakout. And I saw it and went to like 750 and I was like, the breakout's like 10 cents a share. Well, actually it's 50 cents a share. So I underestimated that. I underestimate earnings winners all the time. The $4.3 million that I've now made in trading is such a small sliver of the potential of what you can make on these patterns if you're prepared. And the longer you become a student, the more videos, the more examples you see where I take like 1/10 of the profits, or I miss my execution, or I underestimate it, I'm so on the right track. My teachings are like ridiculously dead on. This is why I got into teaching. Okay, I recognized a clear problem where, no matter what I do, I'm not the best trader, and I'm okay with that. But these patterns should be taken advantage of. It is wasteful for you not to buy these earnings winners on breakouts or on dips. And if you miss your execution, it's okay. The good news is a lot of you guys saw VSCP. The price action contradicts what a lot of people think, like, oh, it's a pump, it's not going to go up. Well, why does it keep going up then? Huh? Why does it keep spiking? Because that's what these, penny stocks can do. So get on the right side of the coin. Sometimes, obviously, I do short. PTRA, blatant, 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 blatant pump and dump. And I was shorting it in the 140s and 150s. I was wondering how long I could do that. On my trading challenge webinars, I sometimes, say those things for like a minute or two, and everyone gets a kick out of them. So hopefully you guys do. But PTRA is a blatant pump and dump. KIRI is a blatant pump and dump. PFHS is a blatant pump and dump. So those are the kinds of stocks that I really want to short more, rather than shorting AVXL, which just keeps breaking out. I'm sure one of these days it will drop, but it is a perfect breakout above 10. So I don't know why, anybody is really shorting a perfect breakout. Maybe if it gets a little too overextended, maybe the 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s. I don't know how high it can go. But I do know an uptrending chart from a difference between, a blatant pump and dump. And a lot of, wannabe shorts need to learn that difference. It's really tough to fight the trend. VSCP at the same time, the last lesson of the day, I was giving warnings. You got to get in the chat room. There's a lot of different stuff that I say. Where do I start talking about this? Some people are saying that I am shorting VSCP. And so at 1050, I'm like, it's now really fading at the 475. I wouldn't be long. This can drop 5 to 75 cents. I actually wanted to say 50 to 75 cents. A lot of people called me out on that, like, oh yeah, it's going to drop 5 or 75 cents. Yeah. Well, I meant 50. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm typing this. But some people are lying and saying that I'm shorting VSCP. And I said, make no mistake, I am not shorting VSCP, as I do not short earnings winners. But this price action smacks of probable more fading today. So I definitely won't be long. So, just because I'm not going short a stock, or just because, like I say, certainly do not be long. Like the fading price action in here at 475 just smacked of it probable fading. But at the same time, should you be shorting it at 475? And I don't think so, because just because it looks like it's going to fade, yeah, you could have gotten another 30 cents here. But, right now, if you're holding, you're basically break even, and there's still risk of more spiking. So I don't like shorting earnings winners. What I have learned, is that even though I underestimate some of these stocks, I don't make the mistake of getting crushed. I recognize that these are good stocks to buy, especially on dips, and not chase them. And at the same time, I'm not going to, try and flip around and short them. Earnings winners, that is. Pump and dumps, totally different story. But stocks that are rising based on earnings can go a lot further than you think. And so I just, I try and comment. I tried to dip by it this morning. I missed out. It happens. I'm far prouder of all of these guys. This is just a few people in the first, half hour of the day. Some people nailed VSCP, some people missed it. But even if you missed it, you don't lose any money. A lot of people are like, oh, Tim, trading is so scary. What is so scary here? You either get executed and you bank 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, a dollar cent, a dollar a share sometimes very quickly on the morning spike. Or if you miss out, you just don't trade it. We were all on the right track. And that is not something to be underestimated. It's not like I was trying to be like, oh, I need to short this right away. That would have been me on the wrong track. So even though when I miss executions or I sell too soon, being on the right track is, a big part of being a successful trader. And a lot of people don't give enough credit for that. So even if you mess up on a trade or miss your execution, as long as you're on the right track, even if you're paper trading or trading with 100 shares, You know, maybe you screwed up this play or missed this play. At least you learned. And then there will be others. There will be so many more over the course of your lifetime. The key is constantly trying to refine and get better. So, please congratulate all of these guys who worked hard. Congratulations to, Tim Grittani for getting married. He's worked his butt off. And really, you have 24 hours from this video to save $1,000 on his DVD. I can't encourage you enough to watch it, to see the live trades, to see exactly how he's turned a few thousand into a few million. He's nearly doubled what I did in my first 4 years, and I love when students do better than me. So I'll see you guys in the chat room. We got a few potential afternoon plays, but I wanted to get this video out. Thanks.